here is where the drama starts. Lap 30, 8 laps to go. Sandopi hoping to take advantage of these lapped cars. Poleski goes, dives onto the right side. Very aggressive here. This is lap 4. The two Viceroys. Bill Frazier ahead of Matt Poleski. Frazier's off. Frazier hit the grass. You hit that tire wall, your day is done. Well, now it's lap 20. The Williams still trying to get around the Terrell team as he'll go around the lap car and around those at the same time. At the same time, he's got the inside corner. Will he ride the curb? Yes, he will. He will get him on the inside. Vito Maria leading us all into Moss's corner. Look at the beauty as his right side will cook the grass. A 180, no, a 360. Oh. Who will yield going into this corner? It's really not meant for too wide as it will be Gernald. Gernald will yield. Lots of smoke picking up from that Williams car. He is pushing it to the absolute limit. 26 of 30 now. Only 4 laps to go. He's going to get the run coming out the final corner. He's going to pull up side by side with the leader. It's going to be a drag race to the finish. Who is going to get there first? It's going to be...
Okay, viewers, stay with me. 78 years ago, on a farm in a small Italian town of Montogna, twin brothers were born. As boys, the two brothers raced handcrafted wooden cars through the steep streets. Now, after World War II, Montogna became part of Yugoslavia. At age 15, the twins, named Aldo and Mario, immigrated to the United States, where one brother went on to become the most accomplished American race driver of all time. An amazing feat considering the so-called American was born in an Italian town that switched to Yugoslavia, which is now Croatia. Why are you being told all of this? Today, the car that Mario Andretti drove to the Formula One Championship in 1978 returns to the country of his birth, well, more or less, discounting the Croatia thing. Confused? Well, let me simplify it. From Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari, it is the penultimate round of the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship, and you can see all the simulated retro racing action from Green Flag to Victory Donuts live as it happens right here on the Global SimRacing Channel. After perhaps one of the most convoluted broadcast intros in this history of this company, let me welcome you to another GSRC broadcast. Soup and Crackers, yours truly, Bill Soup's on, joined by Sean Crackers Ambrose to bring you our Words Eye View. The Doctor of Pit Topology, Amjad Yaman, has director duties armed with cameras, locked and loaded by Dougie Beer. Okay, Crackers, Italy can boast birthing 217 popes, but for all that is holy, could you please get this broadcast back on the rails by telling us about Imola?
Well, I will tell you that Imola 1 is a nearby Italian town from this track, and that's, of course, why we call it Imola. It's only located about 50 miles east of a little factory called Ferrari in Maranello, home of the Tifosi, the unrivaled home of the Tifosi. You know, they built this track back in 1953, and Soup, it was really fast, almost too fast. It took 20 years, though, before they thought, well, maybe we ought to change a few things, modifying a few parts of the track and taking out the original Variante Bassa and tightening up Alta just a bit. But this current layout is very challenging. You've got a mix of straightaways, high-speed curves, and even some medium and slow chicane. Soup. Total number of corners stands at 17 today, just 3.05 miles, just under 5 kilometers around here at Imola. But today, it's all about the drivers and this Lotus 79. Let's get an idea of what it's really like to get around Imola with another GSRC lap guide.
All right, we've got Juhan Norlampi in the GSRC Lotus 79, so let's do a lap around Imola. Down the front stretch, you're kind of weaving back and forth trying to straighten out the track. Then comes Tamburello, which will probably be your best place to attempt to pass. Try to hug this first apex, don't track out too far after the second, and then let it fly through the third. As we come up to Villeneuve, it's going to be tempting to try passes, but the faster first half of the chicane makes it very, very tricky. If you come in here too wide, you'll probably lose a lot of time. Then it's a short burst up to Tosa. This car does not like accelerating out of slow corners, so expect a few drivers to lose it while trying to get to the power. But it'll be important to get on the gas as early as you can because it's a steep climb up to Piratella. Every ounce of momentum counts. It's always incredibly hard to get the car to turn into the apex here. You can use some of the AstroTurf on the exit, but it doesn't really offer much grip. For Aqua Minerale, you're going to be slowing, turning, and braking through the first half. Very tough. Then, the second half is even slower. Don't drift out too far or else you can get a slowdown penalty. Those two bends will bite a lot of drivers before the day is out. Then we climb back up out of the valley and hold to the left. Alta is the tightest of the 3 chicanes on this track. While passes can be made, your competitor will need to cooperate or else you'll likely tangle. Once again, watch the AstroTurf because it's slippery. Then we're going to weave back downhill. Try to angle the car so that you have a straighter run into Ravazza. You'll really be stomping the brakes here, and the downhill entry tends to cause a number of drivers to overshoot this corner. You only have a tiny blip on the throttle before you tackle the second apex, which is much more important. Getting a proper run off of here will be critical to your current lap and the next one. Hopefully, though, you kept it all together and have now finished a lap around Imola.
Joe Peak doing what no one does better, talking and taking the viewer around a racetrack. This time it was a lap around Imola. All right, let me take you a lap around the driver standings. We'll look at the top 5. Now, this is interesting. If you just look at the posted points, you would not see the same leader that we're showing you right now. That's because the GSRC stat boys, Simon and Poindexter, they take into account all 4 possible drop races when they calculate these numbers. So what does that mean? Well, Nuno Mariera is the leader. Check it out. For Numo, he has 3-0 events so far, 3-0 weeks, and an 81. That's that 81 up there that he's dropping. That is not a lot of points that he doesn't get to score. That's in comparison to Matt Wood and Gernot Friche, who have like many more points that they do not get to score. That's why look at that interval. Only 1 difference between Marietta and Wood. Then you can also see down there Frazier down in 4th position and Michael Vandenberg rounding out the top 5. But it is indeed a championship battle, and everything that happens on the track is going to matter. All right, Crackers, what do you got for the team championship?
All right, here is how the team standings sit right now. 201 points to Marlboro McLaren Internazionale. Gernot Frisch, Robert Simpkins there manning that team. I wouldn't say they have command with 2 races left, but they're looking pretty good. Your Equipe Talbot, Gitan, they are Lemelin and Frazier holding that down 10 points behind. They look to have secured second. And then you've got Equipe Renault Elf down there. And, Matt and Baluka have done a good job, solid this season. They sit in 3rd in this team championship. 4th, now Essek John Player. Team Lotus has come up into that spot. They passed Team Alpha Romero, Marlboro Team Alpha Matt Wood, and Jill Tiles' team. But Steve Stevens got to look over their shoulder. The Americans have got company back there, only 3 points behind with 2 races left to go. Soup, this team battle looking like a good one coming down the stretch here. Now, let's look at the details of the race. Get those out of the way here real quick for everyone. This is, of course, we mentioned the penultimate round in this 12-round championship. The drop rounds, of course, are figuring in. Drivers get 4 of those, and each team gets 2 races they can drop within a given season. So the points that we've just looked into, of course, are figuring in these drops now. Today's race going to be 27 laps around Imola. They won't need to stop for fuel. They've got plenty in the tank. There is a magic number. I don't know what that is. They didn't share it with me. So, into the cap. Listen, if you get over 17 X's here at Imola, then you probably didn't prepare for this race too well. Yeah, you can pick up incidents here, but let's face it. This is a stretch your legs track, Soup. Get out of here, run, have some fun. We'll see plenty of side-by-side. A few long straights to get things sorted out. So the incidents, will cap them at 17, but I don't think we'll see anybody get in trouble today. Now, the points and how they're paid and how everybody slots into these championships, well, that's done on the official iRacing system. So there we go. We're ready to go, Soup. The details of the event are out of the way, and I'm looking forward to being here for this one today. Only 30 seconds left in qualifying, and Juha Norlampi, the preacher, sitting on the pole.
Good to see him back racing with us. When I first started covering this, at least getting involved in it a few seasons back, he was very much involved, and great to see him racing here as he sits on the tentative pole right now. Large field today. We have 22 names. Well, actually, let's see, 23 names on the entry list, as it did split. So that means, that takes, Sean, the way they scored these things, that does matter, as this race is going to be worth a lot with the split. And with that going on, let's go ahead and give you that starting grid right now. On the front row, it is Juha Norlampi, Janot Friche in the outside of row 1. Matt Wood and Adam Frazier go behind them. Row 3 is Sergio Fernandez and Michel van den Berg. Row 4, that's Alex Millard and David Rolfe. And spots 9 and 10 go to Kane Latsky and Jamie Hall.
Okay, Soup, and then I'm going to take the rest here. We'll go down to row 6. Stefan Baluka will start in 11th. Julian Floret will start in 12th. Row 7, Pablo Lombardi Suarez will start 13th. Rob Olenek starting 14th today. The Camel Invasion is here. Daniele Gattuso starting 15th in row 8, right next to Simon Schultz. Row 9, Martin Blaze and Nick Bucanos. Another Camel Invasion here by Nick Bucanos starting 18th at number 11. Row 10, going to go to Stephen Warkup. We know him from the Porsche Cup and, of course, from the Ferrari GTE Challenge. And Barry West starting 20th today in the Warsteiner machine that we've come to appreciate and see here every week. Now we'll go down to the next row, row 11. It's going to be Glenn Corrigan and Danilo Sanfilippo right here with his, I believe that's his brother actually, Marco Sanfilippo. They will both be starting at the back of the pack together. So it's a family affair at the back of this 23-car field, Soup. But this is going to be an exciting one here at Imola. It always is.
23-car field, but all the attention is going to be up front on Juha Norlampi. This being a pretty major holiday season here in the States, I am indeed filling in as kind of the second string. We encourage you to play the GSRC consumption game. Go ahead, every time I butcher a name, take a swig. First string will be back next week. The engines start to harmonize. Gather at the chicken steak, come behind the cows. The horses are out of the barn, and it is Juha Norlampi leading the stampede down into the first corner. Friche is going to be in second. Look at the charging driver of Adam Frazier trying to get up around Matt Wood in third. He cannot. Frazier has to settle for fourth. Sergio Fernandez in fifth. They're clean so far.
We had one car get off there, Soup. It was Kane Lasky having trouble back in Tamburello. He got it sorted out. He's back under power, but the rest of the field spreading out here.
Lasky gridded up in ninth position. That's too bad, as he was inside the top 10. He won't be now. They're working their way down to Peritello right now, and it is still Norlampi out in front, starting to open up a bit of a gap on Friche. They are single file through Aqua Minerale. Boy, these cars make this lap really fast. Down into Alta. And that's going to do it for lap number 1, as there's only Lobrasso left, the two left-handers. And unless lightning strikes Norlampi, he's going to get credited with leading this first lap.
Now, it'll be key for Journo to stay on pace and honestly just keep it close here in the early stages. There's a lot of laps to get done here this morning, Soup.
Alex Millard, the only driver in the top 10 to pick up a position. And as we say that right now, he's about in a battle, and he's about to lose one to Vandenberg, but he hangs on there. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. No, he doesn't. They are Cialis bathtubs through the first chicane. Millard hangs on. Racing in 6th. It's also tight right behind them. Look at this. Rolfe and Jamie Hall going side by side.
Yeah, I'm watching that one right now, actually. Soup Ruff right now doing a good job of holding Jamie off, though. Jamie's stuck right up under David's wing, looking for an opportunity to pass. He's not going to get it right here.
It'll be hard to do it down into Aqua Minerale as they come out of Peralta now. Paratella. Here comes the fast. Nope, not going to happen.
Jamie's still trying to find the grip, and obviously down there in Minerale, that's a hard spot to get it.
That's really the best battle inside the top 10, but everybody in the top 10 remains in shouting distance of each other.
That was a really well-behaved field here, Soup, through the first couple of laps.
Well, they know the second string is in the commentating booth. They didn't want to make it too rough on us. We appreciate it here. All right, Nora Lofty's going to get credited with leading lap number 2, and he comes across with about a 1.5 second lead over Geno Frisch. Frisch down into this. I love this first chicane here. The left-right, left chicane of Tamburello.
Yeah, Juha is off to a tremendous start. I'm surprised he's gapped Journo so much here early. Frisch, I got to be honest with you, going to have to guard against Matt Wood. Matt Wood has looked solid here to get started. He's being followed by Adam Frazier. And then it drops back to Fernandez, who started his own little group back here, and that's the one we should probably keep an eye on there. Just fifth on back to seventh. Millward, Michelle Vandenberg. Millward there drove it in deep, just under Frazier. On board with Alex now.
Millward doing a good job looking back there. Remember, he's the driver that's the only driver that picked up a spot inside the top 10. Working on the back of Fernandez. Vandenberg made a stab at him from 7th position a while ago. Could not get it done and now has lost contact. You see them driving away from me now. They're coming at you as they head down into Tamburello. Look at the closing there. Right there, you're looking at Vandenberg. Now right up, it's a little closer, one car up. You can see those two going at it. Millward really working on Fernandez. Shot, it also heats up back in like 8th position.
Millward gets the spot finally.
There's the pass.
Yeah, and Alex almost loses it on exit, but he gets that pass done on Fernandez that he'd been working on for a couple of laps there, Sue.
So let's go ahead and we'll ride on board with Alex now. Little mistake from Sergio.
And now Sergio's got to worry about Michelle Vandenberg just behind him.
So let's give you an interval. The one driver on the move has been Millward. He's got about 2 seconds to get up to Adam Frazier in 4th. Meanwhile, Crackers, back in P10, this one we were going to look at there. I took my eye off it there right when that pass was being made.
Yeah, it's a bit of a battle, Soup. Beluca has that 10th spot right now, but what's going on behind him is Julian Flored, Rob Olenek, who's up a couple spots, and Simon Schultz, who's up 3 spots himself. Simon's been on quite a tear here early, and right now he's watching this battle in front of him, though, between Olenek and Julian Flored. Olenek really wants that spot, but Flored got a great exit there and opened things up just a bit as they make their way through Villeneuve.
They're coming in. They're also getting back in there is Simon Schultz, back in 13th position. You know what? I think we better leave that for a minute because up front, Juha was not able to drive away from the field. Look at this. As Journeau has ran him down.
Well, you know, Soup, I said in the very beginning, Journeau just got to keep him close. But Juha must have made a small mistake. Journeau obviously kept him close enough to where now he's back up under the gearbox and really putting a little bit of pressure on Juha Norlampi.
Really in striking distance as he heads down the front straightaway now.
Yeah, and you'll see him pick up the toe here, Soup.
I'll tell you, I really need to take a couple more sips of coffee because I just did a race on this very track. But it was in the MX-5s, and boy, I had a lot more time to think about what I was about to say. These cars move a little faster than the Mazdas. Oh, going the wrong direction is Sergio Fernandez as Vandenberg gets the pass made now. He moves up into 6th.
Yeah, we're on board with Michelle here. I honestly, Soup, I saw this coming. Pulls off nice clean pass there on the straightaway.
Whee! That's how you do it. Boy, it went by quick. Yeah, I think he went by so fast. That might have been a bit of a surrender. Almost got by faster than our camera could pan back. Very clean race so far. We're going to jump back into the mid-pack. Take a look at this battle, 16th. Oh my goodness, this is a pinata full of bees right here. San Felipe up in front. San Filippo, that's in 16th position. Martin Blaze just made the pass on Stefan Warkup.
Yeah, and right now, Warkup trying to get this back. He's digging back there. Warkup apparently experimenting with some new cars this weekend. We had him yesterday here on the Global SimRacing Channel. He's back with us today again in the Lotus 79. He's picked up one spot, but just gave up that one to Blaze, who got back. This battle continues. Marco Sanfilippo, I got to be honest, Soup, he's one of our big movers to the race. Come all the way for the back of the pack. Didn't take a qualifying run, but that car showing good.
Yes, the guys he went by, Blaze and Warkup, racing just about where they gridded up. Sanfilippo on the move up to 16th. Up 7 spots so far. About 1.2 seconds to get to Mecanos.
The Camel guys faring pretty well right now. Jamie Hall in 8th, in 9th, so inside the top 10. Rob Olenek.
Let's go to first.
12th. Yep, okay.
I think here we go. Here comes the pass. He's looking. Frisch, they go side by side. I think they may have touched, maybe not. Around the outside of Ravassa, and now they do touch. Almost going over on his hood is Frisch. He gathers it up. There's some damage to the nose of Norlampi, and that's going to open it up for Matt Wood.
Boy, I got to be honest with you. There was a bit of what we like to call netcode involved with that there, Soup. I watched this replay now a few times. There was absolutely no contact. It was...
We're going to take a look at it. Meanwhile, Wood makes the pass and begins to drive away in live time. We'll watch the replay here. Sean, what do you see?
Well, Journeau's going to get the pass completed. Nuno's going to drive it in hard, but comes just short. Juha comes just short. And the contact never actually happens. He was close, but it sent the car around, and unfortunately, that's where we wind up now with Matt Wood, your leader. Juha chasing, and Journeau slipping all the way back to 4th now.
Just to clarify, when you're talking the contact never happened, you're talking about the initial contact that got the cars out of position. The T-boning happened, yeah.
Right, yeah, the initial contact there was just that right there's actually no contact, that first spot.
Right.
There was a small space between them, but that those machines, that internet connection, weren't talking to each other in real time. So
remember, there are drop races allowed, and some people may have to cash in on that. Let's go ahead and look at third position. This is where Norlampi cycled down to. Not sure how healthy the car is. The man on the move now, Alex Millward. Well, Millward moving forward.
yeah, Millward's had a strong race, been in a couple of battles already, and has prevailed. Really knocking on the door of a podium. Trying to see if there was any significant damage on Juha's car.
Oh, yeah. I think that tells you a lot right there.
Yep.
Honestly, I think there's more damage on Norlampi for the shot to the nose cone than there is to Frisch, who got T-boned. That hit him in the side pod. I think Frisch's car feeling better. Yeah, and he lets Frisch by. So Juha going backwards.
Yeah, I think the damage to the right front wing a little bit too much, and definitely got the handling off on that machine.
So here's how it sorts out right now. Your podium: Matt Wood, Adam Frazier, and Alex Millward.
The trend continues as Juha now lets Vandenberg by. Probably won't be long here before Fernandez gets to the wing of Juha Norlampi, and he may have to let him go.
As we look at that battle, I think, he's easily going to let these guys go by here. First opportunity. Let's see if the car, I'm just not thinking the car just doesn't go in a straight line very well, as you could see Vandenberg pull away. Fernandez not going to get to him before Tamburello. Now they work through the twisty section.
P10's been a good battle, Stefan Beluca, but Soup got to go back to P16. Nick Buchanan, Stephen Warkup battling down into Tamburello, side by side. Ooh, and Warkup going to get a nice exit there.
Little momentum from the high side, and he gets the pass made. Up 2 positions so far.
Starting to figure out the Lotus 79 just a bit there with a nice clean pass on Nick.
Okay, Kane Lasky back in 19. Remember, he had issues early on. He's trying to make up those time right now, working on the back of Martin Blaze. That's for 18th. Trying to see if he can hang with Warkup, who's on his way. We ride on board with Lasky.
Yeah, Warkup up just at the front of that pack. We'll see if he can get away now and maybe get to work on catching Marco Sanfilippo.
Boy, this is some good racing we're looking back here.
That battle.
So, Sean,
go ahead, Sue.
Well, help me out a little bit, as I'm a new viewer. I'm not familiar with Stefan Warkamp, or Warkup. For viewers who don't know the name, what is the significance here?
Well, he's a big player in the Porsche Cup here on iRacing and in the Ferrari GTE Fix Series. And that's really where he's made his name. But this weekend he's enjoying a little retro action with us, which has been kind of cool.
Continue to look at that battle.
Hey, Soup, maybe we could jump back up to Juha Norlampi. You know, we just assumed that Sergio Fernandez was going to go by. That isn't the case right now. Juha seems to have kind of gathered it back up and has learned to drive this damaged race car just a bit. Fernandez having to fight for this spot as he's not just run up on him and taken him over. Juha back to fighting hard here as he's got Fernandez, David Roth, and Jamie Hall right behind him.
And honestly, once he let Vandenberg by, Vandenberg has really not been able to run away from it as much as I feared. So yes, this is a nice battle, although I do think that Fernandez and Rolf and Hall are eventually going to get him, as they seem to be on his gearbox. Another driver up a couple spots that we really haven't paid much attention to is an 11th, Rob Olenek. He's trying to run down Stefan Baluka there in the yellow machine.
Yeah, well, Baluka's done a good job of holding serve. They've not been able to figure out a way to get around them. Rob finally got around Julien Fleuret after working on that for a few laps. But at the moment, he's hit a wall here. Baluka has been consistent and holding on to this 10th spot. And honestly, I think Baluka's going to be trouble to get around, Soup. Getting there might be easy. Passing, that might be another story.
Like my dad always said, it's like trying to milk a rooster. The hard part starts after you catch it, and that's what's going on right now. You're not missing much up front. The top three just putting in the mile. There you're looking at the leader. 1.5 seconds on Adam Frazier. Lots of good racing here.
Just about I'm sorry, so go ahead.
Well, the hard charger continues to be Marco Sanfilippo. Back there in 18th position.
Yeah, he is. And right now is a little bit faster than War Cup and has stretched this out now to a 4-second advantage. So we thought, oh, we got a replay here with Rob Olenek, who had a little bit of trouble.
We're trying to figure out what was happening there. But yeah. We'll go back live on this one. Baluka was leading. Olenek was trying to catch him.
Yeah, I think what happened was is that Olenek had gotten by Fleuret.
Right. That's what we have. Okay, so yeah. Olenek up into 11th now.
And Olenek really, he's now found, I think, maybe an opportunity here on Baluka. I don't know. We'll see what develops here as they come around and make. Oh no, Baluka!
Oh, no.
Trouble! Oh no, Olenek's over on his lid. Oh, that was weird.
Well, okay. Well, that's kind of a little. The racing gods doing a little justice there. It was Olenek who started it with the punt. And then as he tried to go around, well, their wheels locked and...
Yeah, Baluka's slow through the chicane there, though. I mean, he almost stopped. And, boy, that turned into a nasty one. That's really the worst incident we've seen since this poor race started.
All right, I if you say he's slow, okay, I'm going to...
Well, he did. He slowed down in the middle of the chicane there, and honestly, boy, it looked like Rob had it clean, and they just get together, unfortunately. Fleuret, though, has taken some damage, and boy, that is let Simon Schultz get back by, and Simon Schultz picks up 2 spots all of a sudden, and now back up into the top 10. That was an interesting turn of events, indeed. Soup, they're still chasing Juha Norlampi back here for P6.
He's doing a good job of fending them off. I talked about Norlampi hanging in there with Vandenberg. Well, that's not the case.
Frazier and Millward are going at it. Millward gets the run. Soup across the start-finish line. Alex Millward gets himself to P2.
I don't know if it's over yet. Fraser's looking at him. Nope.
We got the replay of this pass.
Oh, it's a mistake.
Big moment there. Adam does a great job of saving it, to be honest with you, Soup. To just be able to stay in the fight.
I'll tell you right now, Adam is not happy about being in third either. Fraser tried to make up for that. He was running really quick. And he is really looking left, looking right, all over Millward.
Yeah, he's got to be careful not to overdrive the car here. There's way too much time left in this race. We've gone just past the halfway point. Fraser got plenty of time to sort this out. And speaking of plenty of time, that's our leader, Matt Wood, Soup. He's got plenty of it. 3.5 seconds to the good.
But a new guy chasing him, and Alex Millward, who has really put on an impressive run here, up 5 spots. And the 5 names that he's passed are big ones.
Yeah, it's not like he just got by anybody, right? Exactly.
Yeah. Vandenberg in 4th as he is ahead of Frisch now. And Sean, I can't help but I just go back to 6th position all the time.
Yeah.
Nora Lompe, it continues to be one of the most intriguing aspects of the race. Fernandez just trying to figure out how he can get around him.
Honestly, he hasn't been fast enough to get around him. He can't even get to the gearbox of Nora Lompe right now. Nora Lompe, honestly, is focused on catching Jarno Frisch, and at the moment is just a little bit faster. So we may see Nora Lompe and Jarno get back to a battle here before long.
I don't want to go there because there's nothing to see visually, but I just want to give a shout out to Simon Schulze, racing in the 13 car, now up into 10th position. He was back there watching that battle with Olenek that went south, and he ended up vulturing all those positions. Okay, I think maybe this time, maybe Fraser has a shot at it. Oh, he is right there. Let's see. I got a hunch this is it. He's got a good run out of Rabasa. Here he comes. Half a car length. He's going to duck to the inside. Nora Lompe not going to put up that big of a fight. I'm not sure he had much fight to put up.
I think that's all the speed he had there at the end of the straight. Oh, and Fernandez makes a mistake.
Oh, like Sisyphus and flip-flops. He's making his job harder than it needs to be. He'll have to try it again. Push that boulder up the hill.
That, the racing gods giveth, the racing gods taketh away.
David Roth back there was saying, okay, it's my turn to take a shot at it now, but now he's got another car between him. Jamie Hall back there in 9th. Those 3 cars would all like to get around Nora Lompe. Well, here's the good news for Fernandez. He knows how to do it. He just did it. So let's stick with this again as they work their way through Alta. It won't be long till they get to the 2 Ravazas, and we'll see if...
Hall takes advantage of David Roth's mistake there into the chicane.
Oh, let's look at Schultz. A mistake. Boy, this is a tank slapper. He almost had it 2 or 3 times. Watch this one.
He's going to get very, very lucky, Soup. He does not make hard contact. He just barely kisses the wall there. He's able to get the car turned around and going again. but a lot of traffic passes by, and poor Simon Schultz drops all the way to P18 after that.
Clearly he was upset when I only did a verbal salute to him. We had to get a little screen time for him, so. Hey, can we go to 16th real quick? This is Martin Blaze. He's under attack by Kane Latsky. Latsky in the red car, Blaze in the blue car. Latsky dives it down into the inside. Let's see if he forces the issue, trying to make up for that first lap incident. Latsky has the preferred position, but he's not going to be able to finish the job. Yeah, you can see that maybe on screen Latsky has he has shown some damage on my screen as well.
Yeah, the car is...
I was looking at the front wing. He's got no tail wing there.
Yeah, down force, a little hard to come by today for that team, Sue.
Probably some good straight line speed for that baby.
I would say that car's probably dancing just a bit.
Well, that's gotta be fun to drive. What a good view, though, you get of the car behind.
Right. Unobstructed view, yes. That's that concert ticket you look for the day before the show. Let me find the unobstructed view ticket there.
Well, that's fun.
Okay, Juha Norlampi now under threat again. Soup back up here. Still trying to hold off Fernandez. Fernandez almost had it worked out going into Tamburello. Could not get past him.
Remember, Jamie Hall got around David Rolfe now, so Hall, he's been really patient back there.
Jamie bottle it up, Hall.
Yeah. To go into the doctor business, he'd have a lot of patience. Ha! Oh, thank you.
Oh.
Don't worry, folks, I'm not back for the season finale, so...
Do you have a second show today, though? I think you're in a couple hours.
Our director looking for the rim shot sound effect. Norlampi in 6th, Fernandez in 7th, Hall in 8th. Okay, let's stay on this one for a while because I think now as they're going to head up to Rabasa here, let's see if Fernandez gets it done. I know his biggest cheerleader has got to be Jamie Hall.
Jamie Hall would not be opposed to vulturing a couple of more spots here.
A little farther back than he was when he made the pass made. Look at the bite that Norlampi gets off. Norlampi weaving that car like a loom. Fernandez now tucks back in behind. I don't know if Fernandez really didn't follow him down the straight. Whoa! We'll do it under braking.
Makes the late move from the outside there, and Fernandez got to be careful to hang on. Here comes Juha fighting back.
Not this time. Almost a little bit of deja vu as Fernandez made the pass, then lost it a few laps ago. This time he hangs on to it. So now, Mr. Hall, you take a shot at it. I'll show you how it's done. He's not going to take nearly as long as it took Fernandez to get around as he ducks that nose in right now. Gets on the inside of Paratella. Getting really loose is Norlampi. And now David Rolfe getting into the mix. That was fun. All right, let's go back to Beluca in 12th position. See what's going on here. Is this Fleury trying to run him down? Fleury's got to be careful because, it's War Cup. Yeah, War Cup's coming.
Yeah, it took War Cup a while, but he finally caught this battle. He was able to get away from everybody else he was racing with there early, but it's been a good race. I mean, he's picked up 5 spots. He's battling for more here. He's got 2 positions right in front of him.
I think he's in good shape now. That blue car takes it in deep. Moves Stefan up to 13th.
Oh, and we missed the pass, but Jamie Hall just gets around Juha Norlampi.
I think we saw that on screen. We saw that live, I believe. Fernandez got around, and Hall got around him. Now, but we can go. Let's go live because I think here comes David Rolfe making the pass. He's only a car length back. He does not get it done. I think Nora Lofty may have used up what that injured car has right now.
Yeah, he held on for as long as he could.
So up front, it's Matt Wood, 4.1 second, really under no attack. You know what is interesting though, Sean? Look what Alex Millward has done. Once he got around the third place car of Adam Frazier, he's left him behind. I like this Alex Millward guy.
Yeah, no, Alex has had a fine race, but Matt Wood. Listen, once he cleared the obstacles that were Juha Norlampi and Gernot Frisch, he got to work, man. And you know what? Matt's riding now. He's got 6 laps to finish this out and get himself a big victory here on a Sunday. But Alex Millward may be one of the bigger stories of the race with the drive he's had.
Okay, we've got to go back to 12th. This is Beluca. Just because Stefan Warkup is so fast, I just hate not to get there soon enough. He does seem to surprise me, and sure enough, he's going to get it here. Dives it in deeper than Beatnik Poetry and gets the pass made. Up into 12th. All right, Stefan, you got a long way to go now to get to Marco Sanfilippo, as he is about 8.5 seconds ahead of you. That driver, my goodness, Sanfilippo in 11th from 23rd. Holy smokes.
Well, and Sanfilippo's done it without really getting in any trouble. Just been racing hard, hitting his marks, and the Italian, it's the best Italian in the field. There were 3 of them to start this race, and Marco leads all of the home track drivers right now.
Little home cooking for those guys.
Yeah. Battle for 16th is back up for grabs here as Nick Ducano's trying to hold off Kane Lasky.
Oh, well, that's one way for Lasky to get around.
Nick, I was talking about our Camel GT drivers. Nick, another one of those. And he's having a really fine race. He's held it together well, but he makes a critical mistake there and gives up 2 spots.
There's the pass made. You know, I really need to stay in my lane, but could I have another onboard camera from Kane Lasky looking off the back? I just like that one so much. Get a good look at Simon Schultze here. There you go. Look at that. There. Unobstructed, baby. How is Lasky doing that?
Very carefully, Sue. Very carefully. I mean, obviously, you're losing all downforce from the rear of the car without that wing, and it makes the whole trip around just feel light. You're on edge, basically, for every stretch of the track. He has done a fabulous job, though, just staying in this and keeping drivers behind him at the moment.
Getting the power down, I got to think, would be impossible as he goes through the twisty section.
I think Jamie Hall just had a problem. Oh,
yeah, he had a little bit of an off.
Yeah.
Was that Alta that happened?
Yeah, it was Alta. He had trouble on the exit. I think he just gets back to the power a little bit too quickly while he was sitting in the turf there. Gets a couple of wheels off into that green, what we like to call, that's not fescue, is it, Soup? That's, what is that, AstroTurf?
Yes.
Yeah, he's going to get through the chicane fine. It's running out here a little bit too far, and he gets on the pedal and, well, takes the right rear and spins it around, clips the wall, picks up some left front damage, and now Jamie's dropped back to P9. Norlampi still holding off David Roth. Wonder if he's going to be able to do this over the next 3.5 laps.
Boy, this race has flown by. Well, they've all taken shots at Norlampi. But honestly, Fernandez is the only one that's been able to hang on to it. He made the pass. He's up there. Hall did it, but couldn't hold on to it. David Roth's been working on him now for a while.
Yeah, Roth has been at this for a bit. I don't know. I honestly don't know if he's going to have enough to get around. I think Norlampi's tired of giving up spots. He's not been able to close in on Fernandez or Prix.
You know, we don't go there, but let's talk about Prix. He's racing in 5th position after he got T-boned. So honestly, it could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah, Journo right now minimalizing the damage, you know, from what happened. Literally minimalizing that by continuing to have a nice P5, a top 5 run, and I think he's safe, honestly, here with just a couple laps left. He's got about a 4-second gap back to Fernandez. So Journo's still going to salvage a great points day here.
Yeah, we're looking at
our favorite car, Sue.
It is indeed. It's that paint scheme's good for half a second. This really heated up. Boy, it goes all the way back. Blaze in 13th, Beluca right behind him. We know what Lasky's out there with his racing one wing short. The driver going the wrong way is Julian Floret. Is it like he stopped to smell the florets there? As right behind him is Schulze trying to get him for that 16th spot.
Yeah, Schultz is all over it right at the moment. In fact, they'll make their way down to Ravazza here. Schultz is going to have a shot. Rob Olenik's going to have a shot, too, to get, or I'm sorry, not Rob Olenik, Nick Mukanis, the other Camel guy. Nick's going to have a chance here if he's got enough speed left in the car.
Leaders working with 2 to go.
All right, here we go. We're on to the straightaway. Let's see if somebody can make a move. Schultz is going to step out, come around. Going to bring Flore with him. Now there's Nick Mukanos. And he's going to get out of it. No, he's going to keep it going side by side. Mukanos is going to get 2 for 1.
Whee! That was fun. So let's see if that settles down now. Our leader goes underneath the start-finish line to take the white flag. Matt Wood gridded in 3rd. Kept it clean early on. Waited for Norlampi and Prix to get together. Vultured those spots and has been smooth sailing ever since. A driver that has no screen time. Let's get it real quick before this race ends. Let's go to 10th. I don't think we've talked much about Pablo Suarez. He's going to get a 10th place finish. He's got about 2.3 seconds back to San Filippo. I don't think Filippo's going to get there in time, so a little bit of love there to Suarez. We got time to look at one more. Oh, look at this. This is Schultz. He's going to surrender the spot. No, he gets the spot.
No, he gets
around Florette.
Yeah.
I don't know the official pronunciation of Simon's last name. I like Schultz, though, even if it's wrong. This just sounds more Sounds more fun. Schultzy. Heading into Aqua Minerale, it is Matt Wood. Out there in that Marlboro paint scheme. I'm sorry, now he's through Ross and now heading towards the finish line. Let's give the penultimate round of the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship goes to Matt Wood. A great run from Alex Millward. As he takes home second, Matt Frazier gets third. And of
Adam
course,
Frazier.
that's Adam Frazier.
Yes.
Matt is his brother looking on, cheering him. Nora Lompe out of Ravazza.
He's going to manage to hold off Rolf here.
Rolf couldn't get him.
Hey, listen, it wasn't for the lack of trying, Soup, that's for sure. Jamie Bottle It Up Hall going to bring it home in ninth. That's a top 10 run for the Camel GT driver.
To jump back to 14th. This is a fun one. Beluga and the man without a wing. Lasky's going to get it. Beluga doing his David Hasselhoff imitation in the beach. Going to lose that spot. Let's ride on with Latsky. You may want to think about knocking that wing off every race. Look at this one.
Downhill, under braking. Beluga can't hang on, but Lasky does. The guy with no downforce. So there you go. Kane Lasky going to get a P14 with a car that had no rear wing for most of the race. For most of the race.
Hey, the racing is over here in Italy, but our broadcast is far from done. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back to mispronounce some more of the names as we run down the finishing order. Talk to some of the drivers before we put a lock on the gate. Back in a few. You're watching the Global SimRacing Channel's coverage of the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship, the penultimate round of 12 here in the 2018 fall season. We are at Imola. Let's give you the finishing order right now. And it was indeed Matt Wood who got the win. Alex Millward, great run as he picks up 5 positions to take that second podium spot. Adam Frazier, the final podium spot in third. Running at your top line, it's Michelle Vandenberg and Gernot Frisch, able to recover after getting T-boned. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. Sergio Fernandez was able to get around Juha Norlampi. Norlampi and Frisch got together. Norlampi settles for 7th. David Rolf, try as he might, could not get around Norlampi. He'll have to be satisfied with 8th position. Jamie Hall did get around Norlampi, but then gave it back. He'll have to go into 9th. A very quiet run from Pablo Suarez in 10th. Crackers?
All right, Soup, we're going down to 11th now, and this is the rest, the best of the rest. Marco Sanfilippo, 12 spots. The Italian will finish in 11th today. Steven Workup, I'll tell you what, another driver had a great race. He will manage a 12th place finish. Great day there for Steven. Martin Blaze, well, he'll pick up a few spots and he'll finish 13th for the Canadians. So a couple of Canadians having a good run there today in Workup and Blaze. Kane Lasky, well, we documented his run. He'll manage a 14th, and that was a great race actually. To do what he did, manage that car. Stefan Baluka will finish 15th today. Nick Bucanos picks up a couple of spots. Had not made that mistake late, he'd probably been looking at a P14, but P16 will be the best he can do today. Simon Schultze will finish 17th, 18th. Julian Flore. Danilo Sanfilippo will finish 19th. That Italian had a decent day. It started at the back of field, picked up a few spots. Barry West, the driver from the UK, he'll finish 20th today. Glenn Corrigan, he'll finish 21st. Daniele Gattuso, a disappointing run for him today. He'll finish 22nd. And Rob Olenek, the last of the Camel Invasion drivers, will finish 23rd. Rob, a tough day for him, but hopefully we'll see him back next week for the final round. Soup.
Okay, I get the honors of talking to our pole sitter. He is not the winner, though, today. But honestly, for the fans, it was more exciting to see him struggle. And, of course, I'm talking about Juha Norlampi. 2 questions. Let's start, first of all, with the incident with Frisch. What was your take on it?
Well, that's the reason I came here. I have to apologize that this was an incident of a computer error. I just watched it very carefully from the replay, and I didn't touch. I wasn't even close. There was half a meter almost gap between me and Gernot's car, but that was net code, and that's very, very sad that Gernot and I didn't manage to battle after that. But well, I just I wasn't very sure when that happened, and then I just looked at the results, and I noticed that Gernot was able to continue. So I just lifted and let guys pass, and let also Gernot pass, and then I just struggled the rest of the race. So that was it.
Well, first of all, that's exactly how my partner Sean Ambrose saw it as well. It was ghost contact, at least on the initial contact that got you guys loose, and then you came together for real. You let some guys pass, but then you started to put on a show with Jamie Hall in there and David Rolf behind you. That was some fun watching you hold those guys off. Was the car straight line speed down, or what was the issue?
Yeah, the front wing was very badly bent, and I missed perhaps 4 to 5 kilometers at the straights, and I just thought that there is nothing else to do that play with the guys, and it was very fun, at least with Jamie, many laps, many times side by side, and it was clean, and well, it was very fun, and I didn't have anything to do but that.
Got it. It's good to see you racing in the series. Congratulations on bringing the car home, at least getting in on the lead lap. It's always fun to watch you race.
Yeah, and I think this world championship title is now mine, and there is one race left, and the gap is so huge that guys can't catch me. So maybe I don't even show up, but perhaps I will.
Well, we want to show up so we can congratulate you at the end of the race. There, good luck the rest of the way, and we'll see you. We'll see you hopefully for the season finale, and then next season as well. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, thanks, Soup. And is Sean there also?
Yes, I am here, Juha. Great to see you, my friend.
My buddy. Yeah, I had to say some words to you. Well, see you sometimes next week or perhaps next season. Bye bye.
We hope so, Juha, and thanks a lot for saying hello. And yes, netcode indeed. That was my call. I'm going to stick with it. I'm sorry, Journo, but great race, Juha. We'll see you next week, buddy. You better be here.
Yeah, I hope I can be there. And God bless you all. Bye bye.
Boy, he is fun to talk to. He's just a pleasure. He is just a nice man. All right, Sean, you get to talk to the man who did this. This wingless. Go ahead and talk to
yes,
Kane
the Kane wingless Lasky. Kane, I'm going to ask the obvious question of all time. What was it like driving that car? Oh, Kane, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, what was it like driving the car without that wing?
Surprisingly, surprisingly not as loose.
Okay, all right. So it wasn't as loose, but you managed to keep cars behind you and stay competitive throughout the race. So is there some sort of secret that maybe you want to share? Or are you going to keep that to yourself?
Yeah, it was difficult. I have a double echo, but I was just waiting for.
You're good. We got you. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. Basically, just because I want to finish. It's always important to finish the races. I was really disappointed at the start. I thought I gave just enough room on the inside, but David just touched me. I don't think he used up all of the inside curb. And the race was going to be difficult because I made a mistake in my first qualifying lap, so I knew I was going to have a lot of work to do because this track's very difficult. Even if you have a little bit more pace, it's very difficult to pass here without putting yourself in a risk situation. And sometimes, like this track especially, your car can be stronger in one particular area, and it's very difficult to make passes. So, but I was looking to get a top 5 and was happy that my car was even drivable. And the difficult part was that I didn't have top line speed. And so Martin was in front of me the whole race, and he always had somebody to draft. So even though I was getting good drives, he was getting the draft from the car in front with a good car. And so it was impossible for me to really make any moves. And because of my position, there wasn't any reason to throw anybody's race away. And it was just a very hard, sweaty fight to keep the car on the track and to, I was hoping to try to get a top 10, but top 15 is going to be the best for today.
All right, Kane. Well, thanks for coming by to talk to us. We will see you next week, hopefully, and we'll try and keep the wing on the car there at Mosport.
For sure. Thanks, guys, for the broadcast.
Right.
See you again.
Yeah, that's Kane Lasky, and one last driver to talk to. We're going to talk to Barry West. Barry, listen, it wasn't your best day, but I know you always have fun out here. Talk to us about your run at Imola today.
Yeah, well, it just goes to show lack of practice does. I did 5 laps before the race and jumped in. I thought I'd just make sure I keep it on the track, and I was just sitting ducks. I just lost, because you didn't do the practice, you haven't got the confidence to push where you should. Apology to make to Daniel Gattuso. He went to the back of me coming through the center chicane, and I think he thought it was his fault, but I had a wobble and I had to lift out of it to regain the car, and he just had nowhere to go. So it was no not his fault at all. But yeah, and then San Filippo, we were matching lap times towards the end, and I was gaining him, and then I'd just make a slight error and then lose a second again and catch up again. And it was just a frustrating race, really, but still fun all the same. I mean, it's the only one I've done this week and the only practice I've had, so practice was qualifying, so that's just glad to be in the top split.
Yeah, well, good on you. I mean, you listen, you had a fairly clean race. You finished right where you started, so it's not a total loss for you today, and you got to have some fun. Next week, though, we go to Canada, and wonder you're going to get some time to practice for Mosport just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think my first win was at Mosport, and I just love the track. I just love it. If you've got the right setup, it's a great track to race on. I must admit, it's that the last right-hander before the start finish. As you come off the back straight, that's such a great place to overtake, and some side-by-side battles there. That should be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I really love watching these cars descend down into moss. The Lotus 79, the way it gets down into moss there, it's never an easy turn for anybody down there. And these Lotus 79s really get to throw down the power there in Canada. And that's where we'll see you next week, Barry. Hey, good job today, man. We look forward to seeing you then.
Yeah, cheers, Soup. Bye.
And cheers to Barry West, Soup, as we wrap up another broadcast here on the Global SimRacing Channel. But we do have the Weekend Warriors coming up here, I believe 2:45 Eastern Standard Time.
You won't want to miss that, but for this second stringer, my day is done, so let's run out the clock before we do something to ruin this race. We'd like to thank everybody here, the organizers and competitors from the Lotus 79 Classic Team Championship, for choosing GSRC. Thanks to the company's equipment and software you see on the screen now that we use on our broadcast. The original music you've heard today, well, that comes courtesy of Eric Echolm and June Lalonde. See the screen to how to contact each of them. Sliding across your screen right now are some of the upcoming broadcasts, so check those out and mark them down on your calendar. If you'd like to find out more information about GSRC, including a complete list of future broadcasts, you can find it at globalsimracingchannel.com, or check us out on social media. You have a lot to choose from. Twitter at GSR Channel, Facebook at Global SimRacing Channel, and Instagram at GSRC_Graham. Also, if you haven't done so yet, become a YouTube subscriber by hitting that big red button on your YouTube page. And finally, on behalf of the entire crew, Sean, Amjed, and Dougie, I'd like to thank all of you for watching as Matt Wood gets the win here at Imola. With that said, we're off to have fun, storm of the castle, and in this neighborhood, we have plenty to choose from. So, until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.